Welcome to Talk Affluence, where success meets strategy. Here, we uncover the tools, trends, and tactics that create wealth, influence, and freedom in today's world. If you're ready to think bigger and live smarter, you're in the right place. Welcome to Talk Affluence, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you a question. What do you invest in? Is it stocks? Do you invest in real estate, or perhaps crypto? Is it the evergreen gold? Most of us are told that the smartest investments are financial. We chase profits, interest rates, returns. What I want to talk about is beyond the eyes, but has always proven to pay back, most times with tangibles. I want to talk about a different kind of investment, an invisible one that doesn't sit in banks, but in hearts. I call it the power of emotional investment. Talking affluence is not about posting fake luxuries on social media just to show off or feel among, but rather create a lasting impact. Emotional investment, in my own world, is called emotional bankassi. This is where you invest to harvest, not for today, but a later day in the future. It doesn't have to be money. Your acts of kindness, goodwill, helping hand, and mental support you give to those around you and strangers on life journey builds this investment portfolios. It's what happens when you choose kindness, compassion, or honesty, even when it costs you something. And the truth is, emotional investments often return the greatest rewards. Let me share with you 4 true stories. Each one proves that when we invest in people, the rewards ripple far beyond what we can see. Story 1. The Homeless Man and the Ring. Picture this. A homeless man in Kansas City. His name was Billy Ray Harris. He was sitting on the roadside, as he did most days, with a small cup, hoping for a few coins. One afternoon, a woman passed by. She dropped some change, but without realizing it, she also dropped her diamond engagement ring into the cup. Now pause for a moment. Put yourself in Billy's shoes. You are homeless, hungry, cold, no bed to sleep in, and suddenly in your hand is a ring worth thousands of dollars. What would you do? Most people would sell it. It could mean food, shelter, a chance to survive. But Billy did something remarkable. He held on to the ring. And when the woman returned, frantic and searching, he gave it back. That moment shocked her. She was so excited, overjoyed and overwhelmed that a man would show such integrity to return a valuable that worth thousands. Together with her fiancé, they started a fundraiser to thank him. Do you know how much the community gave? Over $190,000. Billy bought a home. He reconnected with his long-lost family. His life turned around completely. But here's the point. What he gained was not just money. He gained dignity. He gained community. He gained back his life. So let me ask you this. Isn't it amazing that a single act of honesty can rewrite someone's entire story? Remember this, honesty is an emotional investment. It may not pay immediately, but when it does, the return is multiplied beyond measure. Story 2. The Teacher and the Hungry Student. Our second story takes us into a classroom. A teacher, let's call her Mrs. Anderson, noticed one of her students was struggling. He couldn't focus, his grades were falling, his eyes always tired. Now, many teachers might have labeled him lazy. Some would have been calling her out before his mates in class and make a great show of mockery and fun of him. But instead, she asked questions. She leaned in, and she discovered the truth. That boy wasn't lazy, he was hungry. He came to school each day with nothing in his stomach. So what did Mrs. Anderson do? She started bringing him breakfast. Every single morning, quietly, faithfully. Now let me ask you, have you ever had someone see your need before you even said a word? How did that feel? Years passed. That little boy grew up. He became a successful businessman, and one day he returned to that school, not as a struggling child, but as a man with resources. Do you know what he did? He donated millions of dollars to ensure that no child in that school would ever sit in class hungry again. One teacher's small act of compassion turned into a legacy of provision for generations. I bet wherever the woman is, dead or alive, if only the dead do hear and I, will be very proud of her emotional investment that has grown to become $1 million worth. Here's the lesson. When you invest in people, you plant seeds you may never see grow. But one day, those seeds can become forests. So my question to you is this: who around you might be hungry right now? Hungry not just for food, but for encouragement, for kindness, for belief. And will you be the one to feed them? Story 3. The Stranger at the Gas Station. Our third story is about a young woman named Khadijah Williams. She was stranded at a gas station in California. Her car had no fuel. Her wallet was empty. She felt hopeless. And then, a stranger appeared. He didn't know her. He didn't owe her anything. But he saw her distress, paid for her gas, and offered a few words of encouragement. He need not know or from Adam before he render his piece of pocket to put smile on her face. Simple, small, quick, and life-saving. Now let me ask you, have you ever received a small act of kindness that felt like a lifeline? Have you ever intuitively feel or have great urge to render help or do something and you neglected only to regret you would and feel the joy to be part of the success story? Have you? For Khadijah, that moment was life-changing. It gave her just enough courage to keep going. She went on to overcome homelessness. She graduated from Harvard University. And today she advocates for disadvantaged youth, helping countless others find hope. Note, that stranger didn't just give her fuel for her car, he gave her fuel for her destiny. And here's the truth, sometimes the smallest investment of goodwill can change the entire course of someone's life. Now our final story about emotional investment is about a popular rapper. A handsome and lyrics god that thus high-frequency word damage on the MIC. Have you heard about the J. Cole story? How the American rapper went back to search for his landlord that gave him the peace to mind to focus more on using the small and limited funds in his possession to fund his music career than paying house rent for 3 good years. Let me give you this assignment. Go and research and find out what reward J. Cole's landlord earned for his generous act and goodwill. Write what J. Cole did to him in the comments section. This was emotional investment, a kind of investment that sees beyond today. Learn to and activate yours today. So let's put this all together. A homeless man who chose honesty, a teacher who chose compassion, a stranger who chose generosity, a J. Cole landlord that allowed him his property for 3 years without rent. 4 people, 4 emotional investments. And what happened? Each of them saw rewards far beyond what money alone could buy. So my final question to you that I'm asking is this: what kind of investor are you? Do you only invest in things that fill your pocket? Or do you also invest in things that fill hearts? Because here is what I've learned. Kindness is never wasted. Compassion never disappears. Honesty never goes unrewarded. Emotional investments may not show up in your bank account, but they will always show up in your life account. And when they do, the return will be greater than gold. You will not see this channel again if you do not subscribe to this channel. Click the subscription button now.